G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing on this lovely day? Obviously it's not a lovely day here where I'm recording because that's why I'm doing a voiceover, because it's rather fresh and wet and miserable outside. But alas, we're going to continue. We're doing another should you buy video. Now today's one's a bit on the upper echelon of the motorcycle spectrum. Now fortunately I've had the luxury of riding a 2015 model of this one. And today we're talking about the brand new one. So today, of course, we're talking about the 2025 Yamaha YZF R1, or as most people would refer to it as, the R1, alright? There's no point getting anything fancier than that. So, the R1. The price of an R1 is up there, right? It's about $33,000. This has gone up a little bit, because I think back in 21 when I bought my bike, the R1 only did about 28 grand. So they've gone up by about $5,000 in 4 years, which is a little outrageous, I dare say, but that's business for you. So, what does this bike come with? I think we all know and love what the engine is. This comes with everyone's favourite 998cc CP4 crossplane engine. It makes a delicious exhaust note. In fact, when it's at a slow speed, it almost sounds like an American V8, and when it's up there, it's just gorgeous. It's almost like a V4, but not quite there. In fact, I have a clip of me riding it, so I'll play this here. Now obviously it's an older bike, but the engine's the same, so have a listen. Now this bike produces about 200 horsepower, or about 149 kilowatts at the crank at 13,500 RPM. So there's no slouch, alright? The first gear in this bike hits like 160 kilometers an hour. Then you've got 5 more gears. So it is outrageous how fast this thing is. It makes 112.4 newton meters, or about 82.9 pound-feet of torque at 11,500. So she's no slouch when it comes to performance figures, mate. It's a super bike. Of course it's going to be fast. It's going to be powerful. We know this. It's nothing new to us, alright? Has a 17-litre fuel capacity, and it also weighs about 203 kilos wet. So it's not huge. It's not a big bike. They are wider than the R7s and all that, but what do you expect? It's a litre bike. These things are outrageous, but they're not huge. They're not disgusting. They're specially made. They're sexy. They're everything. All right. So this is one of the top echelon of motorcycles one can buy for the road. Now, obviously, there's an R1M. Sorry, Europe, you don't even get this base version anymore. Welcome to emissions, yeah. So this bike has Brembo Stelema front calipers, which can stop you on a dime, man. If you press them too hard, you will endo the bike and then fly off and have a fun and, well, arguably worse day. There's dual 320mm discs at the front and a single 220mm at the rear. Perfect amount of braking power. These things are insane, okay? You got an aluminium, or aluminum as the Americans say, Delta Box chassis. Nice and lightweight there. You got a redesigned KYB suspension. It's got 120 mils of travel at the front and the rear. So look, sports bike suspension's a bit firmer than most, but for track use, absolutely insane. It's a sports bike, man. What do you expect? This bike comes with a 6-axis IMU and plenty of electronics. Now I'm not going to name them all, but you get slide control stuff. You get brakes, whatnot. You get lift control, and then you get TCS. There's more. I know there's lean angle sensitivity, stuff like that as well. It's got the whole thing, alright? Not as much control of them as like an Aprilia has, but if anyone has used an Aprilia motorcycle and played with those menus, they're too much, alright? Simple. A few buttons here and there, and it just works. Aprilia's menus are a nightmare. There's like 50 menus to go through. It's outrageous. But it's good if you like to be a real freak about how you want to set up your motorbike. But not here. You get a 4.2-inch colour TFT. Say what you want about TFTs. I think they look quite nice on the R1s personally, but some people prefer the old needle, and I get that. Needles are nice. It has a rather hasty quick shifter. It's an improvement over the older ones. If you've used any of the new Yamaha quick shifters, they are very nice. Now, I used the 2025 quick shifter on the MT-09 SP, and I dare say it was awesome. Very good at slow speeds and high speeds, so it's just, they know what they're doing there, alright? Seat height. Now, if you're a real short ass, I'm sorry. This is the part that's going to make you cry. It's a 33.7-inch seat height, or 855 mils. So if you've got really little legs and a really, crappy inseam, you're going to struggle here, man. It's gonna be a 1 foot down or no foot down kind of bike. So look, sports bikes are a bit like that. You can get lowered seats for them. but there's only so much you can, lower it, because then you're going to run into actual limitations. So if you're really short, it might be a bit bad in that regard, but that's just sports bikes for you. Fun fact, this seat actually comes with a new cover that keeps a little bit more grip on the seat and a bit of better feel and the connection to the riding, they say. Hey man, I haven't tried it. I don't know how it feels, how they're doing it. I'm just saying, that's what they've put there. And apparently the tail also has a new seat cover, so it's better for passengers. So you're not really bringing many passengers on R1s, but if you do, they're better than the older models. So do with that information as you will. Alright. This bike is 2,055 mils long. It's 690 mils wide. It's 1,100? 1,000? No, I was right. 1,165 mils tall. Man. And the wheelbase is 1405 millimeters. So it's a good sized bike. You've seen them in dealerships. You know how big they are. They're not huge. They're not small. They're a good, well made. They're designed specifically for what they're made for. They're great for the track's use. Alright. Street bike use? It's a super sport bike, man. You can do it, but they're not made for it, and they're gonna let you know that they don't want to go slow. Alright, these bikes are designed to go mark Jesus and mark Jesus only. Alright, if you ride them around like babies, they're not happy. Ground clearance on this motorbike is 130 mils as well, so you don't get huge ground clearance, but it's enough for a motorbike. Now, this bike comes in 2 colours. My favourite one is always the Yamaha blue. I think it's a great looking colour. And of course you get the matte black, and that's it. It's a shame they don't have the anniversary colours anymore, like the yellow ones. The yellow R1 that came out in 2015 is gorgeous. And the red ones that they don't make anymore, it's a shame. Now, I have seen someone make an older R1 in British Racing Green. Now, it's a custom colour, and I'm just saying, the R1 in British Racing Green it's enough to convince me to go get one, because I think it looks great in that colour. So, hey man, there's a good amount of things you can do to these things. Now, usually when you buy a motorcycle of this caliber, the exhaust is the first thing to go. Euro 5 rubbish, bin it. Get out of here. We don't want that. So you get a new exhaust, you tune them, flash them and all that good stuff, and bam, now the bike's alive. You get a tail tidy because those stock tails look terrible on these bikes. And look, it's a shame that the winglets are on this bike. I reckon it would look better without it. I wish that was an option. Now, I think they put it on for a reason when it comes to superbikes, because that's how they have to have it with homologations. I don't know, I'm not versed in all that stuff there, man. But look, it is what it is. I wouldn't prefer them on there. A lot of people I know don't like it. It's a trend that's unfortunately very popular currently in the motorcycling scene. It is what it is. The bike has some nice tyres on it. I'm not going to go into exactly what they are. They're very sticky for what you want. Obviously, you can change them. Something a bit more sticky, but they're fine. The passenger peg's nice and high. You're going to feel cramped as a passenger on this bike. It's not designed for passengers. It can do it, but it's not designed for it. So if you have a passenger, you just might have to pull over for a bit and just stretch the old legs and the back and all that good stuff. Chain, what bike in this caliber isn't a chain driven? All bikes in this caliber are chain driven bikes. But look, dude, you get good looks, insane power and power delivery. It's a delicious exhaust note. The mirrors, they're questionable. Some people love them, some don't. I don't mind them, but having the integrated indicators means it's harder to change them. But it's not impossible. Comfortable for a sports bike. Now, look, I rode an R1 and I didn't find it that uncomfortable. I actually found some of the older bikes more uncomfortable than the R1, but maybe I'm just placeboing it. But when you accelerate, you don't feel that uncomfortability. And you're not buying an R1 because it's comfortable. You're buying it for everything else. So look, dude, you get insane power. You get gorgeous looks, flagship Yamaha stuff. You get all the nifty electronics, delicious quick shifter, and everybody knows what this bike is in the bike scene. So if you want clout, get one. If you want nice exhaust notes, get one. If you want insane power, get one. Now, I think out of the top level of bikes, it's actually one of the lower end of the spectrum of high performance, but when you're at that caliber, low end of the spectrum still means it's insane. All right, don't think bad. The R1s are popular and really, really popular with everyone for a reason, because they're well-made, reliable bikes. They're just delicious. But if you guys have ridden one, if you've ever bought one, if you've owned one, same sort of thing there. But tell me what your thoughts and opinions are. I want to know, because I like these bikes. And if you've ridden leader bikes as your daily bikes, how'd that go? Let people know down in the comments. Otherwise, ladies and gents, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And join the Discord. Let us know in there. And if you have one of these bikes, send us a picture, either on Instagram under the same name or in the Discord. Otherwise, ladies and gents, take it easy. Keep it cheesy. You know I love you, but it's time to leave you. Have a good one. Peace. Bye.